What's going on, guys? I'm Maze, and over the past 21 years of the Pokemon anime, our main protagonist Ash Ketchum has caught many cool Pokemon. However, have you ever wished Ash would have caught a Pokemon you particularly like, or felt like it fits him better compared to another Pokemon he's owned before? Well, today, I'm here to count down what I believe are the top 10 Pokemon Ash Ketchum should have caught. Why I'm saying should have caught though, is simply because Ash only really seems to catch new generation Pokemon whenever he explores a new region. For example, in Sun and Moon, he would only catch Generation 7 Pokemon instead of, let's say, a Generation 3 Pokemon, for example. So any past generation Pokemon we wish Ash could own will most likely never happen, unfortunately. But hey, I still believe this is a fun video idea. Legendaries or evolutions of Ash's current Pokemon are not allowed for this list though. Finally, for this intro though, please bear in mind that everything will be based on my opinions. So I'd like you to respect mine, and I shall respect yours in the comments down below. I'd love to hear your personal top 10 list. But with the intro for this video now said, let's not waste any more time and jump right into this list. Although I love Ash's Kalos team, it's my favorite team as a whole, I still would have loved to see the Pokemon Gogoat be present temporarily over as a rotation Pokemon. Firstly, Ash having a grass type over time just seems so fitting for his character, which he never got a grass type in X and Y. And this Pokemon is even the perfect Kalos grass type in my eyes as well, because I could vision Ash and Gogoat having such a loyal bond, much like Ramos and his Gogoat, and there are even some sweet moves such as Horn Leech and Bulldoze that this Pokemon can learn, which would have helped Ash a lot in his Kalos journey, seeming as these are hard-hitting moves. Much like Ash's Bayleaf too, this Gogoat could have learned Fine Whip, which would have made lovely strategies as well. If we are to make this Pokemon more stronger too, just imagine if it had learned Bulk Up, which increases the Pokemon's attack and defense by 1 stage each turn. That fits so well for this Pokemon due to its bulky body, and of course, again, would help out tremendously in battles. I am just smiling just by thinking about this Pokemon and Ash battling together. It's that pleasing to me. If you didn't know, there are quite a few types of Pokemon Ash still has not caught. A Psychic type, a Fairy type, and a Ghost and Steel type. And this Pokemon I'm about to bring up incorporates 2 of those types Ash needs. Yes, I'm of course talking about Aegislash. I truly did believe back in the day when the XY anime was airing that Ash would own this Pokemon. But of course, that never happened. Why did I think that though? Well, firstly, it was just a perfect excuse to give Ash 2 types he desperately needed to be added to his Pokemon arsenal. And I could also vision in my head the writers making the 2 have such a loyal bond and perform excellent in battles thanks to Aegislash's immense power and overall personality. Finally, when I just take a look at Aegislash's design, it really reminds me of Ash. Because, you know, Aegislash is based on Night Weapons, which Ash is heroic and powerful, so of course these 2 characters go hand in hand. Unfortunately though, the writers never went down this route and decided to give Aegislash to Sawyer, which I still find Aegislash belonging to him being weird to this day, despite it being an awesome Pokemon. But hey, at least these visions of Ash and Aegislash can still live on in my head. When somebody mentions the word edgy when talking about Pokemon, I always think of the Pokemon Weavile. I mean, just look at it. But yes, Weavile is one Pokemon I do believe would have been pleasant for Ash to own, despite it looking and even acting edgy in the anime at times. But hey, that could have been a development arc for this Pokemon, going from being the biggest edgelord of the Pokemon to a very loving Pokemon. Of course, well, Weavile did not exist until Generation 4. So in reality, Ash would have a Sneasel for most of his time if he was to catch this during his Johto journeys. I could see it then evolving into Weavile around the same time Cynical evolved into Quilava though, and then Ash could have used it to get some wins in the Sinnoh League, which would have been so epic. I mean, Weavile's moveset is godlike, from Priority Ice Shards to the powerful Icicle Crash, Knockoff, or maybe even Low Kick and Poison Jab as well. Not to forget too, that this Pokemon is very fast, which Ash usually captures fast Pokemon and incorporates their speed into battle. So, that's perfect. Finally, to wrap up this Pokemon, Ash has only ever owned 2 Ice types, so having a third one could be quite useful if he was to battle against a Dragon type, for example. Before Goodra and Noivern became a thing, thousands of Pokemon anime fans were wanting Ash to capture a Dragon-type Pokemon, seeming as they didn't have one before then, and seeming as, you know, it's such a cool and powerful type. We had some people wanting Ash to own a Dragonite, others wanting a Salamence, or maybe even a Hydreigon. However, I've always wanted Ash to own a Flygon, and I truly do believe that out of all the other Dragon-type Pokemon, that this one fits him the most. Why that is for quite a few reasons. Firstly, I don't know why, but whenever I take a look at this Pokemon's design, it just screams Ash to me. So of course, having a Pokemon that looks fitting does a row already. But regardless of that design, secondly, this Pokemon is actually quite speedy, which again, Ash usually seems to own a lot of fast Pokemon and incorporate their speed into his strategies, so that Pokemon would fit very well. This Pokemon also has a variety of different moves, which I could have totally seen Ash coming up with cool strategies regarding them, much like he does for all of his other Pokemon. For example, he could merge a move with Sandstorm to make the attack more powerful, such as maybe the move Dragon Breath. And we know this is possible thanks to seeing Sandstorms get all sorts of stuff added to them in previous episodes against various opponents. Regardless of move combos too, Flygon does have a large range of ground type moves, which Ash usually never has ground type moves in his arsenal of Pokemon, so that would have opened up a lot of possibilities just by itself. And finally, this Pokemon also comes equipped with a few fire type moves, so that would have helped Ash greatly against any ice types that come towards Flygon's way or any of his other Pokemon. No need to worry about speed too, seeming as I stated already, this Pokemon is fast. It should be able to hit the ice types before they hit it. Although we all love Ash Ketchum's trusted partner Pikachu, at least I assume we all do, unfortunately it means Ash will never catch another electric type Pokemon because he's bringing Pikachu to every region, that being the electric type slot all the time, as seen so far throughout the 21 years. Out of every single electric type Pokemon though, the one I wish he would have at least caught, regardless of him having Pikachu already, would have been Vikavolt. Now sure, this Pokemon isn't particularly fast, but oh god, it is goddamn powerful. Zap Cannon, Bug Buzz, Thunderbolt, Energy Ball or Solar Beam for those rock types, and even Flash Cannon. Those are great moves which could have helped Ash out a lot of times. Hell, even if Ash wants to make this Pokemon speedy, he could just train it to learn Agility, which increases your speed. So, that's a good option too. Putting moves aside, this Pokemon's design, much like Flygon's, just screams Ash to me. So, that's a bonus as well. The reason why this Pokemon is higher on this list compared to Flygon though, is simply because the Sun and Moon anime tricked us into thinking Ash would capture a Grubbin, Vikivolt's first form, thanks to the very first Japanese opening. But that never happened. The show creators just got our hopes up for no reason whatsoever. And I think, don't quote me this just in case, that was the first time ever that Ash caught a Pokemon in an opening, so it wasn't like people just saw this kind of trick happen before. We deserve to see that Grubbin, it was meant to happen. Instead though, Sophocles got a Charger Bug, which might actually evolve into Vikavolt one day, which just makes this even worse. So essentially, yeah, the trick in the first opening of Sun and Moon is the reason why Vikavolt is higher on this list compared to the other Pokemon. I'm over it now, but still, it was a huge oof. So far, it looks like the Sun and Moon anime won't be giving Ash an Alolan form Pokemon, which is very unpleasant to hear, but also very understandable because of what I said within this video's intro. But if Ash was to get an Alolan form Pokemon, I would have loved it to be Sandslash. First of all, the two typings are very neat to me, and I just know that it could have helped Ash out a lot in battles, seeing as he's only ever had 2 Ice-type Pokemon, so another one would be great. And of course, he's never had a Steel type, only ever using Steel type moves, so that Steel typing could help out Ash in certain battles as well. This Pokemon also comes with surprisingly great stats, having 100 base attack, 120 base defense, and 75 base HP, which makes it incredibly powerful and very bulky. So Ash doesn't really need to worry when it comes to fire types attacking this Pokemon. It should be able to hold solid ground. And even so, this Pokemon can still learn ground types, which it can use against those fire types. Finally, as I've been saying for quite a few other spots on this list, this Pokemon's design just screams Ash to me, even more than the Kanto Sandslash did for me. So of course, that's a great bonus too. Do any of you remember the Sabrina arc in the original series? Actually, that's a dumb question. Of course you do. It's very iconic for the Pokemon anime thanks to all the crazy shenanigans that was happening in those episodes. So I might as well just introduce Haunter right now. Yes, the Haunter that Ash used to battle... No, wait, make Sabrina laugh in their gym match. Sure, this Pokemon is a Pokemon Ash used before, however, 1, if you didn't know, Ash never officially caught Haunter, so it's still roaming around as a wild Pokemon. And 2, I never mentioned any rule for this video to exclude old Ash Pokemon, only evolutions of his current Pokemon. But yes, I do wish that Ash ended up keeping Haunter and eventually catch it, as Haunter's character as a whole, despite only witnessing it for 2 episodes, was very entertaining and hysterical, leaving me wanting to see more of that excellence. I mean, it's a ghost type and it's just pulling jokes all the time. You would assume it'd be all mysterious and dark, but no, it's just there joking around. How can you not find that to be a lovable twist? Regardless of that personality as well, this Pokemon can perform very well in battles within the games, especially if it was to evolve into a Gengar, where its power would be increased even more. So naturally, the same would happen for the anime as well, which would be very stunning to watch on our screens. Just judging by my voice, you should be able to tell how passionate I am for this Pokemon. So it's very regrettable that this Pokemon ended up staying with Sabrina towards the very end. But hey, like I stated earlier too, we can at least live this dream in our heads. Alright, here's another question. Do you remember an arc in Johto revolving around a ground type egg? If so, you know what I'm about to mention next. Larvitar. Haha, I bet some of you were thinking I was gonna mention Phanpy for some reason, despite it being caught. Bad transition aside, yeah, much like Haunter, I'd have loved if Ash actually kept this Pokemon. Compared to Haunter though, it actually received a fully pledged arc dedicated to it, trying to become comfortable around humans, thanks to it being kicked back and forth around as an egg, which I found really touching, seeming as it did come through towards the end and start to respect all humans, becoming such a darling. But then, that development gets taken away just so it can stay with its mother, which was very depressing for me. I mean, sure it did want to be with its mother, but just imagine if Tyranitar gave Ash the go-ahead for him to keep Larvitar due to the great bond they already had, and because it also sensed fighting spirit in its child, which would only really get to fight if it was to travel with Ash. That would have been incredible. And then eventually, maybe one day, it could have evolved into Tyranitar and take so many wins thanks to its enormous power. We can only dream, but it just looks so good in my head. See you never again, Larvitar. Remember back at the number 9 spot where I mentioned types of Pokemon Ash hasn't caught yet? Well, one of those other types are now gonna make a debut on this list, which is the Psychic type Pokemon, Espeon. Now, why'd I choose this evolution out of every other evolution? Well, that's quite simple. Firstly, like I stated for the intro for this top 10, Ash only ever seems to capture new generation Pokemon. So if he was to capture an Eevee, it would have happened all the way back in the original series, Kanto specifically. Although, much like Gary, it could have evolved in Johto to one of its new forms. In this case, Espeon. Secondly, like I suggested, Gary actually owns an Umbreon, which if Ash was to have an Eevee, it would have made complete sense for it to evolve into Espeon because it's the complete opposite of Umbreon. This showcasing the burning rivalry between Ash and Gary even more, and even give their two Pokemon a lovely rivalry. Thirdly, Red in the Pokemon games, whose Ash is based on, actually owns an Espeon too, so it'll be fitting to follow Red's character even more by having that Pokemon. And finally, again, Ash does not own a Psychic type at this moment in time, which Espeon I think will be the best candidate due to it fitting Ash's battle style with its amazing speed, decent special attacking moves, and, you know, its design just screams Ash as well. That doesn't end off this spot though, as recently, in the Pokemon Sun and Moon anime, Lana actually caught an Eevee that thousands of Pokemon anime fans, including myself, thought would belong to Ash, thanks to the large amounts of advertisements this Pokemon got, and a little bit of evidence to suggest it would go to Ash. Me and these people holding on to this Ash theory for around 3 months. But yeah, as you can see, that didn't happen, which was very disappointing. It just feels like we got clickbaited, you know? Like, no companion Pokemon has ever gotten that much advertisement thrown around it. You would assume it would be Ash's. I don't mind Lana having Eevee, but yeah, I can't get over the fact that all of this hype built up just for it to go to Lana. Oh well. And here we are at the number 1 spot. I bet more than half of my viewers watching this video right now though have determined who the number 1 spot is. Yes, it's that predictable. But come on, Ash really does deserve this Pokemon. I'm of course talking about your boy Lucario. Like, how the hell did Ash not obtain this Pokemon? It makes no sense to me. Not only because this Pokemon is one of the most coolest Pokemon ever, thanks to its godlike design and phenomenal moveset, like oh my god, look at those spectacular moves, but also because the anime went out of its way to introduce Ash having the ability Aura in movie 8 and 2 Dominant Pearl episodes, which Riolu and Lucario have deep inside them. Like, surely with Ash having this unbelievable magical power like this, you would give him the only Pokemon that shares this ability, so we can see that ability within Ash develop more and see thrilling battles regarding it. But no, Ash is left empty-handed. It really does confuse me. It's not like Lucario is a legendary or mythical Pokemon too, so yeah, it's very, very confusing to me. Regardless of Aura too, like I said, Lucario is such a wonderful, powerful Pokemon, so it still fits Ash a lot. I guess we just have to live in this universe though, where Ash doesn't have this Pokemon. But overall, I do truly believe out of every Pokemon Ash hasn't caught, that this one should have been caught at least. And that concludes the list. I hope you all enjoyed. Did you not see a Pokemon on this list you believe Ash should have caught? If so, let me know that Pokemon down below in the comments along with reasons of why Ash should have it. I love to hear. But that everybody, now concludes this video. So, if you did enjoy this video, then do please be sure to consider leaving a like, a subscribe and a share for future Pokemon content. It helps out a ton. You'll also become a member of the Entity Squad. Entity Maze merchandise is available in the description below too. For now, this is Entity Maze, signing out. Thank you for watching.